Hi there YouTube, welcome back. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to answer a couple questions I received on the internet from various forums like Facebook and Tumblr. Link to my Tumblr blog is down there. So I'm going to get started answering these questions. It'll be fun. Let's go. Okay, so question numero uno from Nate. Hi Nate, where do babies come from? I would be creative on this one, but literally the only thing I can think of is uterus, where they develop, and then when they're ready to come out, cervix opens up and they go through the vagina into the world. And yeah, or if you're a cesarean section baby like myself, there's an incision that goes there and they open up the incision and pull you out of the uterus, and bottom line, it still comes back to the uterus. Next question, what is your view on the sexualization of women in video games? From Caitlin. That's a good question, but I don't have a lot to say about the topic. I mean, it's a pretty controversial topic from what I've seen on the internet, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with video games, so I really don't see a lot of that in my day-to-day life. First comes to mind is that sex sells and women's bodies are really pretty. Most of the time, the aesthetic of a woman's body, unless you are 0% attracted and you cannot understand why the female body is attractive or even pretty, like, chances are there is something flattering to your eye about it. That's kind of what I think of when I think of the sexualization of women in video games, that, aesthetically it's pleasing and sex sells, and then there's also, 60 to 40 gender ratio, male to female in the gaming population, and the age demographic, I guess, that those companies are aiming for, 15 to 26 range, that's kind of primarily what you're thinking about. Not gonna lie, sex and genitalia, boobs. I feel like I'm saying weird things in this video so far. Thanks for these questions, guys. Question from Peter. Why don't you love me? Peter, of course I love you. That's the crazy question. From my friend Shannon, who is one of my few subscribers on YouTube. Thank you. What would you do if you were me for a day? The first thing I would do is steal all of your Harry Potter stuff. But then I would just spend the rest of the day being simply awesome as you are, because just by being you, I would feel epic for a whole day. So yeah, I would be awesome for a day and steal your Harry Potter stuff, because I'm jealous of it. Do you believe in reincarnation? From Janet. I think so. I'm kind of still deciding what I believe in my life right now, because there's just so many different potential things that could happen after death, or whether you believe it's nothing, or whether you believe you go to heaven, whether you believe you cycle into another life or reach, what's the word? I want to say nirvana, but that's like the place. I don't. Enlightenment, it's enlightenment. What you believe, it could be anything. And there's just so many cool concepts, different faiths, and how they present different topics about the afterlife. I mean, even to an extent, atheism, thinking that nothing at all happens after you die, could also be very interesting, because, I mean, what happens to all your potential energy, and where does it go, and how does it cycle out? Because your energy doesn't just disappear. Like, what happens? It's cool. Sorry, I think maybe too much about this, but I would like to believe in reincarnation, because I think it's one of the most fascinating concepts that people have come up with in all their stories to get through life and to cope with death, and it's just cool. It's just cool. If your life were a movie, who would play you and who would be your love interest? From Audrey. Thank you, Audrey. If my life were a movie, I would like to see someone like Emma Stone play me, because I think that would be really funny. Considering a lot of the things that have happened to me in my life, her kind of like quirky awkwardness would be hilarious. It would be great. Like to see how she would interpret how I am and what I do with my life. As far as my love interest, I think I would probably hope for one of my many celebrity crushes to play my love interest. It would be really cool to see Jared Padalecki as my love interest in a movie, because I think he's awesome. Or Jensen Ackles, because there would just be so much hilarity ensuing from either of them. And then I love Daniel Radcliffe. I think he's wonderful, and I've also had a crush on him for way too long. So he would be really cool to see as a love interest in a movie, because that would be a fantasy of my life. Not in a creepy way, just like I've had a crush on him for way too long, and it would be cool to see something actually happen with a pseudo version of myself. I don't know. I think I kind of answered that question I got a little bit lost on the way, but I came back now. Next question, what makes you feel better when you are in a bad mood, from Tumblr bot? Well, one of the things I do when I'm in a bad mood is I will go to my Tumblr and either rant in poetry or rant just generally speaking. And if that doesn't get enough of my feels out at that given moment in time, I will then proceed to listen to music or have a dance party. If you could take the place of any actor or actress in a movie, what movie, who, and why? From my sister Zoe. Good question, bud. I would probably go for Keira Knightley in the Pride and Prejudice version that she did. Partially because that movie was beautiful and really great, but mostly because of that scene where Matthew McFadden as Mr. Darcy is just coming through the fog in that early morning in that glorious man coat, and to just be present for that would be witnessing one of the most glorious man moments of all time. Just, oh, manliness. I don't know where that came from. I've had a lot of caffeine today. Have you ever cried during a movie? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I've cried during so many movies, it's not even funny. Have you ever been in a car accident? I don't remember a whole lot about it because it was when I was a lot younger. The thing I really remember is that we slammed into the median and then went off the road and I had to go to the hospital the next day. Who was your first kiss? First kiss was my first boyfriend. His name was Jacob. We dated in middle school. Who do you have a crush on? I'm not going to tell the internet. That would be crazy. How would you describe yourself? I'm awkward and nerdy. Are you religious? I don't think I'm religious as much as I am spiritual. I do have a lot of beliefs that I've kind of pulled from different faiths, but I don't adhere to one specific system. What is the best compliment you've ever received? I can think of two. One, which is slightly silly, is one of my guy friends once told me that I had very fertile childbirthing hips. They're not that childbirthy, they're just hips. They're like, yeah, I'm here. Second compliment that I can think of that really just made my day and my life. I had just gotten done with a performance, and as soon as I walked off stage, one of the people from the audience approached me and told me that my performance had been one of the most natural on stage and that my British accent was really awesome. So I was proud that day. Next question. Do you make wishes on shooting stars? I do. I also make wishes at 11:11 on eyelashes and on birthday candles. Have I ever been in love? I have. Didn't work out, but I'm really glad I had the feeling, so it was a good experience while it lasted. Coffee or tea? At the moment, tea. But I also had coffee today, which is why I'm kind of hyper. Favorite food is sushi! And my favorite pickup line, this is the last question. Favorite pickup line of all time? I think my favorite pickup line that I've ever read on any internet forum, because I don't get pickup lines ever. Best pickup line that I've ever heard about is the one where someone comes up and goes, here, could you hold this for me while I go for a walk? And holds out their hand, and then it's just perfect. Oh, of course I will hold your hand while you walk, and that was adorable. That is it for my video today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like my videos. If you ever have more questions to ask me, please feel free to go to my Tumblr and type in on the Ask Me Anything link anything you would wish to hear answered from me. I will do my best to answer whatever questions you present, and I will either send it back to you in like a typed message way, or I will make a video response like this one this week. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day, guys! By the way, video recommendation of the week is Benny and June. It features Johnny Depp, Mary Stuart Masterson, and Aidan Quinn in a very quirky and lovely picture. I really like it. It also has the song 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, so if you like that song, I highly recommend just listening to this movie at least, because it's great. Yeah, so that's it. Bye, guys.